mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z.
Once again, this broadcast has been brought to you by mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z, where reading funds the mental. Also brought to you by bindedbooks.com, where treasures are bound. Be sure to get all of your teas at My Son's Teas, the tea of teas, divinely prepared at herbsofmyaunt.com. Be sure to check out all of those musical stylings by Brian Hicks Spade at bhspademusic.com. For your everyday items and religious regalia, be sure to check out morrishaberdasher.com. And for that everyday especial Morris drip, be sure to check out morsachi.com. And all of these companies are powered by ALO Design Pros. Design your online business strategy today.
No such thing as failure, baby. Don't forget who made you. You can't be thinking minor when you need to be thinking major. They made you think they saved you, but can't nobody save you.
Peace. Peace, love and light, nobles, all light seekers. Welcome back to another BBT Book Club. I'm your host tonight, Noble Mosso L. And we are the Burning Bush Tabernacle. Before we start, just want to show, went over a few sponsors, but as you know, I'm the Minister of Wellness, and I always wanted people to know about some of these herbal teas that I'm offering. We got herbal blends, mullein, soursop leaf, cinnamon, sarsaparilla root blends. I'm breaking down some of these blends and offering them in a few different bottles, so I'm probably going to have at least three options: respiratory blends, blood cleanser, got some for the parasites as well. So I definitely encourage brothers and sisters to tap in with us. Herbs of Mayat, herbsofmayat.com. And if you want any books along with the books that we're going to be tapping into tonight, you can go to mypdfbooks.com. You can check out bindedbooks.com. We're definitely a one-stop shop for books, spirituality, fitness, overall wellness. We even have music. If you ever hear some of this music in the background, it's our brother Brian Hicks Bay. Transportation of Raw Materials, a great album. Encourage all you all to check out and tap in. We offer a lot of different things at the BBT. If you're looking to understand law, spirituality, wellness, business, with so many different topics and expertise that we have here. But tonight, I just wanted to tap on one of our wellness books that we offer. This one right here is called The Guide to Holistic Fitness. And, as we all know, myself included, wellness is levels. It's a journey. You might start with, changing your diet up, avoiding certain sugary foods or fast foods, and that's definitely, the beginning of understanding wellness, understanding our human body. So this book right here, I was going through some of my emails and it definitely spoke to me. So I wanted to, just share it with brothers because, there's so much levels to wellness. First you have to target your illnesses, target your weaknesses. That's the first step. You got to be honest with yourself. Just because your mouth and your tongue might like things and your appetite might like things, that doesn't mean that you need to enjoy them every day. Not saying you can't have them ever. But wellness is a balance, and especially if you're trying to cleanse the body of certain things. And as people know, you have to starve it. You have to starve parasites, starve certain things. You can't keep feeding
Islam.
sugars to certain things in your body. So it's a so, I'm still a student, a master student of wellness. I don't proclaim to know everything. I had the privilege to know a lot of different healers and brothers and sisters in wellness on my path to wanting to be healthier and help my family and my community and my friends be healthier, because a lot of wellness and a lot of sickness comes from what we put into our mouth, what we listen to, what we watch. There's so many levels to this. So we definitely welcome all who want to learn more about wellness to the Burning Bush Tabernacle. We do this book club every Friday night. We offer books. Put your email in the live chat. I'd gladly send you a book on anything on wellness. We have a large library, and we want people to truly, get these books so we can dialogue and study. Study about the different herbs, the different minerals, the different vitamins, different proteins that keep our human body, our human temple divine. And as y'all know, it's Friday, so this is a holy day for Moors. And Moor science is a divine and national movement. And divinity starts with healing, being healthy, being in the best mental health, physical health, spiritual health, financial health. There's so many types of, so many levels to it, not just one.
Islam, no.
Peace, Noble. Let me pull up a little bit of this book, The Guide to Holistic Fitness. As you can see, it has the Om symbol, the yin yang symbol, excuse me. Over the Earth. This is by Sheldon Gerard Ginsberg. As you can see, from another school. And just to break down some of the chapters in the intro. Chapter 1 breaks down the guide to the holistic fitness. Chapter 2, how well do you know your body? Chapter 3, what prevents us from feeling good and having health? Chapter 4, our mental natures. Chapter 5, our emotional natures. Chapter 6, childhood imprinting. Chapter 7, being human. Chapter 8, our current age. Chapter 9, the road ahead. Chapter 10, the health continuum. Chapter 11, creating your vision. Chapter 12, how to use your body. And then it's appendixes, meditations. So this is a great book. I definitely encourage y'all to check it out and get it from us. And he says this book was dedicated to all creators. He said, I believe that each of us are creators, and that these parts of us wish to come out and express themselves for the good of all. This work is about unlocking the potential within each of us to fill the world with our greatness. I believe we are all great. We just need a chance to prove it to ourselves. All that is required is a desire.
Yeah.
So that was definitely a powerful quote. Because like it says, you just need a
Yep.
chance to prove. You just got to prove it to yourself. You ain't
Yep.
you ain't in competition with no one but your former self.
Absolutely, Noble.
And it just, just a little bit on the intro, it just poses some questions like, why are you alive? What do you like about life? These are some simple questions that we may not even think about day to day. You may be working 2 or 3 jobs, you may be stressed from news and social media, but you got to sit down and think, why are you living? Why are you alive? What do you like about life?
Mm-hmm.
Is it the moment to moment excitement that your life offers that interests you? Is it the potential or potentiality of new experiences on the horizon that keeps you moving forward? Is it the promise of experiencing your life in a new and fulfilling way that motivates you to learn more, see more, and be more? What is the experience of being alive like for you? Do you enjoy being you? Do you enjoy the experiences that life offers, the ups and the downs? Life is an experience. The recipient and author of the experiences is you. This you includes your mind and your body. If we stop for a moment and examine the nature of life, we could say that the experiences we have occur within our body and mind because of what our body and mind experiences in the outer world. Our outer experiences trigger within us a variety of inner sensations and feelings. It is it is in feelings, these elements of life, that we find either pleasurable or painful experiences. How we meet these experiences determines if we are enriched or diminished. This leads to the question, why are you on the planet? Are you here to just survive and get by? Or are you more interested in really living your life to its fullest? I mean, the kind of life that fulfills you, motivates you, and inspires you. Are you here to contribute your gifts to the human race? Or are you here for another reason? Having a fulfilling life is the in this world requires work. It requires commitment. It is no different from the work or commitment you make towards exercise or attaining any goal in life. The benefits from hard but meaningful work is often fulfilling in itself. And that's something we say in more science, finding that joy in your toil. No work,
Yeah.
no work that's worth anything is going to be easy. You're going to break a sweat. You may, your back might be hurting, but you got to understand why you're doing that work. What's the purpose? Who is it helping? Or are you just working for yourself? Do you have a
It's
goal?
wild.
We all got to have goals. That's one thing. Being a member of the Burning Bush Tabernacle, we men and women from all ages. So it's someone here who definitely had an experience that you may be going through, that you may, be walking into, whether it be, new career goals, new relocating, whether it be marriage, divorce, we've all have brother. We all should know somebody and be able to speak to someone who's went through the fire and had the experience, and you can learn from. It's not saying someone's life is better than yours or you want to trade places, but learning from just learning from other people's experiences in life, and not taking their friendship or them being around you for granted. You know,
It's wild.
but that's why I'm touching on this book about wellness and taking your health into your own hands. Because as we know, we survived COVID and so many other airborne, foodborne illnesses. It's time to really, take wellness into your own hands and not put everything into a quote unquote doctor's hands. Of course, we need the hospital for traumatic surgeries and
Wow.
different serious issues, but day to day, you're your doctor, and that's one thing I feel this book is really touching on. You have to be your own doctor, you have to be your own nurse, you have to be your own nutritionist. You're the best
Wow.
person for that. You've been inside. We've been inside our body for however many years you've been inside of it. It's time to learn about your organs, learn about the liver, learn about the kidneys. Some people
And
go there.
and you,
Go ahead,
and you
no.
know something, as something that stick out. I know we haven't touched on his books yet, Doctor Layla Africa. I was reading one of his books, and I also listened to one of his lectures the other day, and we just talking about if we would if something that heal you, would you give it to a baby? And if you wouldn't give it to a baby, it ain't good for you.
Mm, yeah,
That was so powerful to me. I'm like, wow. He was like, if you want to give it to a baby, would you want to give a baby vinegar to drink it to heal him or nothing? Like, no. And he was like, it's other things, like certain things. It's just like almost giving a person the disease to cure disease. Like that don't even make sense.
right.
It's like the
Like how,
analogy with the
like,
razor blade. See?
like Western medicine. Western medicine is, you got to get. I'm gonna give you the flu to clear the flu. Like that's Western medicine. It don't work,
Right.
and we've taken on these foreign things.
Yeah. And that's
It's
one thing.
like
Yeah.
it's
Go ahead.
like
No.
your analogy with the razor blade. See, you
Yeah.
you don't give a child a baby a razor blade. I mean, yeah, you can use it as a tool, but would you give it to a baby?
Yeah.
No,
You in some trouble.
something else for the baby.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can use it as a tool, but would you give it
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
to a
No.
baby?
Y'all definitely right. And that's sadly how it is right now with the human body. A lot of people have had a body for 40 plus years, but they might not understand how it works. They might not understand the stomach. They might not understand the lungs and how much it can take. Your body has a threshold. Organs have thresholds, and you gotta know when to take control before you get put on medications and so many different things.
Islam.
But Islam just continue on this. What was I? It says this book has been written to help you not only understand, navigate, and harness your inner world, but also to help focus your daily thoughts and actions towards healthier behaviors such as exercise and better body awareness. The major benefit of tying in our physical goals with inner world goals is tremendous. This multi-level health and life approach incorporates all the benefits from fitness training, such as tightening and toning, weight loss, increased strength and power, improved flexibility, enhanced cardiovascular endurance. Beyond these goals, this approach also provides you greater available daily energy, an improved ability to consciously use your body, a greater practical understanding of how your unique body and mind functions, a deeper ability to adapt yourself to life's ever-changing conditions, and the opportunity to transform your weaknesses into strengths. The road to understanding how to live in this way requires new definitions and new ways of thinking. To begin, let's define true health. True health is the acceptance of our physical, mental, and emotional natures. Let me explain. There is no separation between our bodies and our minds. They are one. Now be clear. The mind I am referring to is the part of you that thinks thoughts. It is the constant labeling process you use to describe what happens to you, what does not happen to you, what you want, and so on. The body is the part of you that experiences emotion, feelings, and sensations. The seeming difference between these two aspects of being human is that the mind uses words to think, while the body uses the language of feelings and sensations. The brain and the body work in concert to produce the experience of your life. Without the body, the brain has no senses to gather information. Without the brain, the body has no way to process this information. The point is, one is not more important than the other. The problem is, we have decided that the body is not as important as the mind. And so we tend to ignore or repress the sensations and emotions of our bodies in favor of rational thought. The reason why the body's thinking is deemed irrational is because we have not been taught how to evolve this powerful aspect of ourselves, and therefore its actions or needs seem to make no sense to our ordered rational perception. The result of this perception is that this irrational thinking of our bodies remains repressed and unexpressed. Repression never lasts for very long, for rebellion becomes the eventual result of repression. This rebellion can manifest as behavior problems, depression, pain, and ultimately dis-ease. As these problems take hold, we often seek out a health professional to fix us. However, if you take the time to really get to know the language of your body and learn how to navigate within its world, you become highly sensitive to your body's needs. The guide to holistic fitness is based upon the premise that you are your own best healer. Since you are the only person living in your body, there is no one better suited to understanding your body's needs, strengths, and challenges. We believe the real key to optimum health is through accepting that you are an evolution in process. Whether you are conscious of this evolution or not, you are evolving. For example, good posture gets better, while poor posture worsens over time. The focus of this guide is your evolution and development. So that was just a little bit of the intro, preface. Just really telling us how to, take wellness into our own hands and our own mind. So many people ignore pains and aches in your body, till they turn into something way more bigger. So that's one thing I could definitely attest to, just listening to your body, listening to different pains, different aches, there's a certain chi that our body's supposed to have, a certain flow. You know, so you want to make sure you're always keeping that. That's why people of Asian descent do Tai Chi. You know, in old ages, they keep their body moving. Some people dance in their old age. Some people go skating. You know, it's all about movement. You know, keeping the blood circulating. No matter what, no matter what, activity you find you want to do. You know, it's about just finding it. You know, I see men double my age swimming laps at the indoor pools sometimes, and that motivates me because I'm like, if this man's double my age and he can swim back and forth in this pool, it's no reason why I can't build back up to be the same. You know, it's having your ritual. You know, like Sheik. You know, you got your fitness rituals. You ain't letting nobody break you from that, regardless of what's going on. It's a mindset that you gotta have.
And they'll try too, Noble Mosso. Like individual will try. You know, but you got to be strong. A person would be like, "Oh, why are you doing that?" Or I don't feel like doing it. You still gonna do it? Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell people, don't let nobody make you feel bad for doing what's good for you, no matter what.
Right.
It's also like, I feel like it's like a language that you gotta learn. Like your body be trying to tell you something sometimes. We don't really understand it because you just don't speak that language. We never been taught to, oh, I'm having a headache. I'm gonna just take some Tylenol instead of I'm having a headache. I'm probably dehydrated. I'm probably lacking nutrients of some sort. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
right.
We don't really understand how to diagnose ourselves to even begin to start healing. We just run straight to the medicine.
Yep, I agree.
And that just makes it worse.
It's like, it's almost like we said earlier, like Mosso was saying, the cure a lot of illnesses, a lot of things we have to starve. And look what's the bad food we eat, all these things. So starving those things, but poison on poison don't cure anything. You know what I mean? And that's what I tell people. It can prolong you and say, okay, will make you feel this way, but then you start being dependent on medicine. What we're doing is holistic healing. We're not telling nobody what to do, but we're saying know your body. Know your body, your day to day. Know your body. Eat to live, because a lot of things, like Mosso was saying, just hasn't been explained, and we just haven't had those manuals to have these type of discussions, to have these type of conversations with brothers and sisters, so you can kind of diagnose yourself. And I always tell people, when you go into the hospital, I mean, even Noble Dantes, when he was having this young Noble, just knowing a little something to ask questions when you're going into these doctors. You don't want to be going into these places not knowing anything, just oblivious to everything that's going on. You want to know your body and make some decisions on your body, and that's what I tell everyone.
Islam, I can attest to that because that's why we have our babies at home now. After doing research and learning, just the first time, the first two, some things just didn't really feel right, didn't sit right. And we started doing research and we find out, woman not even supposed to be laying down in the bed when she having a baby. It's not good. You fighting gravity. Everything.
Because that's not natural.
It's not normal. The baby is in the water. You submerge yourself in water when you have the baby. It makes things a lot easier. They don't even want to talk about water. They want to numb you up. They schedule. That's another thing too. I don't mean to go on a tangent, but it's all based on health. Whenever you get induced to have a baby, they'll schedule it in the hospital and whatnot. You're gonna have your baby on this day. That's not necessarily the day that the baby ready to come out. They schedule that based on the doctor's availability. It ain't got nothing to do with the baby.
Right.
Nope.
Based on the money.
Nope.
The doctor can fit this many in on this day, so this when you having your baby. That's
Even
crazy.
cutting the umbilical cord. Like a lot of things just unnatural. Like a lot of things we take on a lot of Western medicines and a lot of Western thought process as the norm, and that's just not what it is. Even like most of us saying, even a little like Korean and Chinese, they practice certain forms of Wing Chun and Tai Chi, and you look at their dietary makeup and why certain individuals live longer than other individuals. You
Right.
see those things where some individuals still have certain body movements, and some of our people, aunties, mothers, can be at the same age as these people, and they can't even freaking move. They can't even
They might
freaking
not even
move.
have the body part. The body
Yeah,
part may be going all together
you know.
because it ain't got cut off.
Yeah,
No, you said like some people like our aunties and grandmas and stuff can't even move. I was like, yeah. Some people ain't even got the body parts. Like they got their foot cut off, they got their leg cut off. They
Hmm.
wasn't adhering to the health, to the science.
yeah,
Versus,
yeah,
like you were saying, the Korean or the Asian person still able to move. Hell, they still got their body part to move. We ain't even got the body part no more. We lost it all together.
yeah. You know, my dad, you always use analogy, Noble Dreyshawn, about survival and how certain foods was ate because we had to survive, and we don't have to pass down bad eating habits to our children, like chitterlings per se. And misnomer black people, ooh, chitterlings are it's so good. Man, people have to eat chitlins at a certain time. That shouldn't be nothing you give your kids. Chitlins should not be something. I don't care what that misnomer black people is feeding their kids. Not no chitlins.
That should have never come in my house.
And so the things that, like I say, it's so many other things to choose from. When I
Right.
say for us, and when I say we choose to do other things, to prolong ourselves and just being conscious of things. It all matter. And so, yeah, Noble, I really believe this even goes to our spirituality. This is go to our belief system, because you can look at a lot of misnomer blacks, Noble, Drayshawn and Mosso, and a lot of them, they say they love the Lord while they eat themselves to death, you
Right.
know, and blame it on every other thing in the world. But it's really the things that you think is food is not even food. So so when a person say this is a sin because your sexual preference, is suicide by inflicting your own death. Is that an abomination too?
Right. On the same, it should be on the same level. Right? It should be on the same.
It
Yeah,
gotta be.
I mean, can we talk about what somebody else doing? But no, well, let's talk about us. Here
Right.
is the person, no disrespect, that'll try to tell Dre Sean something to you something that's a diabetic and high blood pressure and all those things can be reversed. This
I'm
is
not
what
gonna lie.
this
Just
is what
had a conversation with a diabetic today. They're trying to tell me you can't eat that much fruit because it's gonna make you sick. What the hell? You about to lose your leg? You trying to tell me not to eat no pineapples? Man, get out my face.
yeah. That's why I say, man, we have to really know who we are and really go over things and get a different relationship with food, the same way
Right.
we have with the creator within. Like even with Mosso, with being vegan, the thing that I learned is about eating it. Even with Noble Malik, as he shares wisdom, intermediate fasting and
Yeah.
eating to live, and just so many things to where you can kind of know your system and you can do what's good for you. Make your concoction or make your own thing with intermediate fasting. But certain foods I should stay away from, me, like pork and a whole bunch of sweets. Do I eat sweets here and there? Yes, of course. I don't sit up here and make that up, but I treat it as that. That's not something that I go to the store and have all the time, or when I go to the store and I get my groceries, whatever. Oh, I need snacks. No, because I buy nuts and things. You know, I buy nuts, I buy coconut water, I buy fruit, I make smoothies and things. So I've never seen no one nobles like that drink a lot of fruit and all of a sudden get diabetes.
That's what I'm saying. That doesn't even make sense to me. Like,
Not real fruit juice.
Yeah.
but
They talk
it
about
be
the
the
fructose corn starch and all that.
Right, it's the
yeah,
fake sugar that messes them up.
it be the person
So a
who
lot
that
of
ate
stuff is
pecan pie every Sunday tell you
yeah,
don't eat no fruit. Come on, man.
yeah. It's the one that every Sunday after church, man, we going over Big Mama house and eat this soul food. And
Right,
Big Mama already got a limb missing. Big Mama
right,
already diabetes, got high blood pressure. And so all those traditional things are detrimental to our culture because it's not biblical. Just think about it. Nobles, everything is in the biblical scripture, how to eat to live. I love
yeah,
my Muslim brothers, but when they say halal, you mean kosher. And then I mean, when you say kosher, you mean kosher.
right.
Everything is biblical, everything is there. So it's nothing to this, brothers?
It's long.
Shouldn't be any confusion. I mean, like you said,
Nope.
it's only
And that's
the
why when I
only
be
the
saying when people say they believe that well the Bible says this, and I said you out of shape like a mug. Well, you going against your dietary laws because the Bible has dietary laws for those
Mhm.
that believe. So off the top, a person trying to tell you about something and they all polluted trying to tell you about the Holy Spirit. You talk and some laws and commandments. Man, your
Right,
dietary laws is you can't even obey what you putting in your damn mouth. You can't even obey what you put in your mouth and trying to tell myself some law and the commandments. You got to keep your beard. Man, go shut your retarded Anthony Hamilton taco meat beard face up.
yeah. They, they pick and choose.
You
You can't pick and choose.
You say what, Noble?
You breaking up, no?
want
I couldn't hear Noble.
Can't hear
I
you.
said
You
you
breaking
want
up.
people. All right. I'm gonna just mute. It's loud in here anyway.
It's live.
But yeah, it's just being conscious of your body. Being conscious of the body you in. We only get our bodies as our temples. Our body is the one gift we got from our Creator. No matter what your spiritual system or religious beliefs are, you know that your Creator gave you this body to take care of it, not to destroy it, not to punish it, and like you said, eat all types of things, drink all types of liquors.
Mhm.
You gotta have balance. The
Got
body,
to.
the body craves balance and order.
Yes, it
We like
does.
you said, we've been raised in the standard American diet. Some people call it the sad diet, and it's beyond time because we see so many other cultures thriving around us. People who are of Mediterranean descent, they have their restaurants, their foods. African culture has traditional foods, vegetables.
Yeah.
Small portion, small port. I feel like in America, the portions of meat is what got us. It's not saying you shouldn't eat
And
any, but that portion
come
that
on,
they
Noble Moso.
that
That's
portion,
the conversation we have with people. The portions and how things are cooked. Just like for instance, I ask a person, what are you cooking your fish in? What are you
mm,
cooking your chicken in? What are you cooking it in to make it right? Because chicken not bad per se. Everybody like, well, this depending on how it's killed, depending on this and that and the other, in moderation when it's
right?
clean. But the portion, I agree. Okay, Mobile Moso. What do they go to these fast food restaurants? You want it supersized? Yeah, let me
Right.
get it supersized.
The That guy did a whole test about that. He ate McDonald's for 30 days and he literally almost killed himself.
Yes. So if you can eat something, see, and there you go. So if you can eat something for 30 days straight and damn near kill yourself, it's poison.
Right.
I mean, that, like, how hard is that for anybody? Well, no, it ain't, man. I eat it. Well, you're not supposed to eat every day. If I eat fruit for 30 days, ain't nothing gonna happen to me.
Right.
If I might cleanse my cells. If I drink tea for 30 days and fast for 30 days, ain't nothing gonna happen to me.
Right.
If I eat fish, baked fish for 30 days, salmon, ain't nothing gonna happen to me. If I eat baked chicken with Brussels sprouts and anything and any vegetable, ain't nothing gonna happen to me. Nothing. I guarantee you. Why? Because I already done it.
Right. It ain't
You see?
processed. Yeah.
No. Ain't no process. It ain't no preservative. Ain't nothing in there. No additive. It ain't nothing in there. There ain't no dye this. There ain't no color this. None of that. But then, since you saying that, Mosso, since we talking about holistic, let's go even deeper with condiments. Condiments. Most condiments have sugar in them. So when you are diabetic, you shouldn't be having no condiments unless it say no sugar added. What, your ketchup, your mustard, everything. Do they say it like that? Yes, they do. So when a person really saying that, you not knowing constantly and not listening to brothers and sisters that saying, hey, this look at things. Condiments have sugar in it.
Basically, what you're saying, Sheik, the convenience store stuff is killing people. You know, all the stuff
Yes.
that just you throw it in your bag, but
yes,
for that to be even edible, they have to put so many ingredients in it.
For it to have, I talked to a Arab or Muslim, because I'm, whatever they want to call it, and the stuff that they sell you, they won't even sell it to their own brother. They won't sell it. They won't sell it to them. And that's why I tell our people, it's like, it ain't no money in our communities. You got to be a joke. Look at all these damn stores. Who own them? Arabs. We don't own nothing in our store. I mean, we don't own none of our stores. Talk about it ain't no money. Talk about it won't happen. If you support it, Mosso can have a tea store, a holistic store, just like the store he come out in Arizona, and the Indians got a herb store. It will be prosperous if our people support it. We be able to ship out everything. What, tea bags, a beverage, warm tea, where you can put in the refrigerator, all that. It will be prosperous if we understand who we are. It all go back to who we are.
Right. I mean, it was thankful that we had the internet, like you always say, because the internet was showing people it was different herbs, different minerals people could use, different recipes you could cook. You know, people had no idea. You know, even though unless you go talk to other cultures that you live around, like you said, if you talk to the different cultures around you and have the experience of their food, of their cultures, then you can really get that firsthand experience. Like when we go to the Ethiopian restaurants, you know, they embrace us. They're happy.
Yes, because they like, man, like y'all, like, yes, come home. Let us cater to you. It mean more. We cook it, and it take a little longer because they're cooking it. It means more. You have a different relationship with food, just like with you and how we eat. And we say, hey, man, we can eat mushroom, we can eat black beans and get that protein. Like, we're not telling you Mosso a vegan. My brother on here right here, Mosso, Minister Mosso, a holistic health. He's a vegan, but he don't see when we eat certain meats and stuff, because we eat meat here and there. We have our meat and grease. He's like, oh, I can't be around y'all eat meat. Oh. But the thing is, understanding and everything in moderation, and cleansing and moderate fasting and working out. All these things make sense. Why? Because when it comes down to any food, I don't care if it's vegetables or anything, and this is valid all across the board. 100%, we don't know what we're eating. Why? Because we ain't growing it. I don't care if it's vegetables, fruit, or anything. It can be sprayed with anything. It can be cross-contaminated. It can be grown in a laboratory to make it grow fast. Well, it's lab grown. Yeah, to make it grow fast. So all these things, like, we're not 100% valid of what we eat per se. Why? Because we're not growing it. If it's say farm raised or this or that, or we don't know 100% if the farm is clean or not. So it can be farm raised, but the farm ain't clean. It can still be contaminated. Everything.
Right. That's right.
So when we talk about contamination, when we talk about cross contamination, all that. Mosso can have some bad seeds or some stuff. Mosso can be Mosso can take all this stuff and genetically modify it, make it
Right.
grow fast. So all these things that we're
Pesticide.
talking about,
Right. All that stuff.
yes. And
When
so
they say
all these
organic,
things,
yeah, you have to.
yeah, open say organic. Okay, what? What's
Right.
organic about it? I thought organic was grown naturally. So organic or grow, if it's organic, that means it comes from seeds. If anything say it's grown organically, that means it's grown naturally. You would hope,
Yeah.
but that ain't what organic mean in this context.
Right.
You see,
Yeah. Yeah. But that's why Sheik, like you always talk about with our Amish brothers and sisters. They kept to the blueprint. They follow the biblical ways to prepare food and slaughter and raise cattle and bison and buffalo. I feel we gonna really have to start to really partner up with them brothers, because they doing it. The Amish culture is doing it. You can't
they
you
just took
can't
your science and kept going with it. Moso, they just took what you know and
right,
ran with it, and they gave you
right,
McDonald's and all that. You know,
right. Because even with driving and all this, people laugh. I went to college in Delaware, and the Amish, they all the way up there. They ride their horse and buggy on the side of the street at their speed. And people look at them, but they get the way they
hmm
got to go. They got all, like you
hmm
said, they have prosperous, farmers markets and businesses, and they're not even open every day of the week, but they're
and all
still
those things you talking about, Moso, like even for the dress, I tell people the way they dress like that, they produce a lot of things, just like in our Moorish culture. Just
yeah,
imagine everybody wear they different tunics and everything. It's like if you go to an Islamic country or state or whatever you want to call it,
yeah, yeah,
that's going to get rid of all the so-called designer. That's going to get rid of everybody looking different, all that. Then all that spent on money and all those things on clothes can actually go to
to the
infrastructure, actually
right,
go
right,
to build gardens, can actually go to build greenhouses, can actually
right.
go to build temples. Why? Because you look at the average misnomer black man, religion, whatever. We got so much, we spend so much on what? Being Americanized,
Right.
to where we don't have gardens. We don't have our own sisters and stuff sewing our attire, sewing all our tunics and our kufis and all that. Everything in our culture, we got to go outhouse. That's what we trying to bring in-house at the BBT to make
Right.
him norm. Not saying you can't wear this and that and the other, but
Right.
when you see Mosso in his Moorish garments, Mosso have a plethora of Moorish garments, just like he have damn jeans or
Right.
somebody have this and that and the other. When Mosso
Right.
step out, he ain't gonna be having, oh, he got one tunic, and I ain't trying to talk about nobody. I'm just saying
Right.
it. Like some
Right.
Islamic people I know, they might have one tunic and wear that mug all the time, especially misnomer black Muslims. You'd be like, damn, man, that thing stank.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just keeping it 100, Moso. You'd be like,
Right.
man, that's the only tunic you got there. That mug filthy. You wear every time you got the same tunic on. Like,
You're
man,
right.
what is wrong with you?
You should have
But you have
you
the 5, 10 different designer shirts and all that. Like
right.
why?
You gotta appreciate the culture as much as you did when you were in your lower self, like you always say.
Yes. And that will change when you see brothers and sisters doing that. You see Mosso being able to teach the culture and muscle business is flying off the shelf. Why? Because you shouldn't be going to get no damn Arizona iced tea. You should be getting a Mosso tea. If you drink
Right.
tea, you should be getting something that's nice, that ain't got no preservative, that ain't got no shelf life on it, that's going to get you sick. Everything you should be drinking should be what? In-house, home
Yep.
raised. That's
Home remedy.
that's that's why. It's the story behind everything. Like even the food, like the food is a story behind it. If Mosso make you a burger, it's gonna be a black bean burger or something that's gonna edify you. That's gonna be like, man, that was delicious. Not nothing that's gonna give your ass itis. That like
Right.
on the Boondocks when they had that restaurant, he said, oh, he had him have my man cooking them burgers. Everybody falling asleep, getting fat, killing each other, dying
Right.
all early.
Right. Right. That stuff. It's funny, but it ain't no joke, man.
So you laughing, I'm laughing too. Because
I know.
but I said it's so funny, but it's
When
so true.
we went to Vegas, they actually have that place. That heart attack burger place. I remember we was
Yep,
out there. They got a place.
yep,
They actually tell you you'll get a heart attack from eating it,
yep,
and people lined up like it's water. They
yeah.
giving out spring water.
And that's exactly what we be saying. It's like, man, like I have friends that sick. It's like, and this is another thing after we talking this holistic. I know we're gonna get off. We've been going for an hour almost. Like with a lot of like I've heard gurus, we don't have to say no names. We say if the shoe fit, wear it.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard gurus say you don't even supposed to drink water. I said that is the most craziest thing for anybody can say. Like, where are you getting that from? I'd be like, what are you talking about? We don't even supposed to drink water.
Right.
Well, that don't make when you dehydrated. What you gonna drink Gatorade? I hope not. What you gonna do?
Unless you live in a garden where you got plenty of fruits right to hand pick right in front of your face.
Yes,
so you
yes.
Can't. That's
There's nothing wrong with water. I tell any person, drink you some water, drink you some room temperature water. You know, you need water. Fruit and vegetables have a H2. It's still a form of water. You know, drink some coconut water, but don't let nobody tell you water ain't good for you. When I make my smoothies, I use water. You know what I mean?
You're not
So
a desert.
I don't.
You're not a desert animal. Only animals in the desert can go long periods without water because they store.
Yeah.
Humans don't.
Our body's made up water. You can go longer without food than water. You need that water.
Yeah.
You know, dehydration is serious. Your insides need water.
Yeah.
You know, that's why a lot of diabetics, they be messed up. They be dehydrated. They don't drink water. Why? Because they drinking all those sugary drinks. So they be addicted to that sugar. They don't want no water. Ooh, water tastes nasty. I got no taste. So what they want? Pop. They'll eat ice cream. Why? Because it's liquid form and it's sugary. I'm telling you what I know. You addicted to the damn sugar. These is big facts. These is big facts. Just like milk. I tell people, I ask them why you drink milk. Are you a damn cow? Well, no, that milk ain't doing nothing for you. We give you strong bones. That's a myth.
All right. You get calcium from other ways.
Way other ways. And the milk, we weren't even supposed to drink milk like that. Milk wasn't even supposed, and that ain't even real milk. Milk comes from that cow, natural. It can't be on no shelf life. It can't sit on no store. You don't put it in no freezer. You got to be drinking within 3 days. That's why the milkman came every 3 days. It was a reason because milk's supposed to be fresh, just like your meat. That's why you went to the meat market every other day. You don't supposed to freeze no damn meat. You don't supposed to unthaw no damn meat. When that meat is killed from that animal, it's supposed to be cooked or whatever you're gonna do, consume. Right there, you go to the meat market every time when it cooks some meat. Not I'm finna go buy no meat and put it in the freezer. But we've been mentally messed up in our head, and that's where contamination comes. Because we get meat when it's fresh, then freezing it, then unthaw it. Right when you freeze it and thaw it, right there, you should know in your head that something messed up. But we don't understand that, you know.
Yeah. I mean, even with all the dyes and stuff, people think the meat that they got is pink naturally. They've been dyeing it and putting all types of carbon monoxide and all type of tricks to keep that meat looking red. That meat would be brown and black if you saw the.
Come on, Mosso. Come on, Mosso. Because it's dead. It's disconnected from it. You see how common sense it is, but it ain't that common no more. Anything detached from it, what? It starts to what? Decompose. What are we talking about? This is simple stuff. You cut something off and put it in the damn package. What is gonna happen? Start smelling like straight up bitch.
Right.
You know, so when you go to those stores to get that meat, like you said, all that dye on that stuff, it's to be consumed. And that's why our lifespan and all that, like you said, Mosso, the holistic health and holistic eating, I think for us to go back to some of the things we know, our relationship with the foods we eat and the things we drink, it just needs to change, and we just need to take a conscious look at that.
Yeah, I definitely agree, Noble. You know, it's a life or death type of situation right now. You know, nobody wants to be in the hospital. You know, you got to take your wellness in your own hands and share the knowledge with your family and your loved ones, because you can't be
Yep.
the only healthy person in the family, and everyone else is looking at you eating the same stuff. You got to get out your comfort zone, whip up a few healthy dishes, make a salad. That was the whole reason I made this tea company, Nobles, because tea was the one thing I knew all people would try and not turn down. Some people get offended when you try to take away certain things out of their food or give them a healthy dish, but herbal tea is the one thing I've learned of all cultures, of all religions, all races and nationalities. I mean, people drink tea and can appreciate it.
Because
But
tea
like
is
you
for
said,
healing.
Noble, with the kidneys, I had a Noble. One of my old friends passed away. He wasn't that old, but his kidneys shut down on him. Your kidneys are small as a kidney bean. That's why it's called a kidney. And the tube that the kidney blood filters from is even smaller. That's why people get them kidney stones. Those things are so painful. You don't.
Yeah.
You can prevent these things, like you said, Sheik, by not drinking all them sugary drinks, by fasting, by drinking waters and coconut waters and natural
Yep.
100% juices.
Yep. And just being conscious of things, like even if you're drinking those sugary drinks, how many people is chasing that sugary drink with water? How many people diluting those things? Just some of those little small things can make a major, major impact, but we don't be introduced to the wisdom. We telling you when change happen when you know what I mean? Once you start knowing things and you start passing these things down to younger generations, it's like if you got a kid, you say, "Oh, I'm gonna go get them this stuff from the grocery store." They got all this sugary stuff instead of you blending your own fruits and vegetable, making your own for your kid, making your
Right,
own applesauce and all that, like freezing an apple, then and then
right,
putting it in the water and making their own applesauce with brown sugar and natural honeys and all these things. Trying
right,
things in the laboratory, all those things. It just make a difference as we're going. Just even with myself, like I said, yes, we are Americans. It's so much stuff that American male that's conscious have the choice to do. You have to have a balance. You have to have a balance. You have to have a love for yourself, and you do have to be different. Like I just talk about Mosso. He wouldn't mind. Mosso travel with everything he need,
right,
regardless. Why? Because that's who he is. No matter what nobody got to say. Mosso
right,
go. Mosso is we'll be there. Mosso, we have this and that and other. Mosso, okay, I'm gonna make this salad. I'm gonna make this to show people different palates. Mosso
right,
introduced us to drinking tea like this. So you be introduced to things when you think you don't like them. You have to be introduced to these habits. And if you're gonna
right,
take some from someone per se, you should be able to replace it with what? Something that's good for you. And that's what we do here at the BBT. We trying to replace things that take bad things from you and replace it and resurrect you. Just like with families and with aunties and things, when they see us, what we resurrected, we want our family to get the right science. We want our aunties and moms to be a part of our BBT, not
right,
to take their time and their finances nowhere else. We want this because this is a holistic ministry. This is a holistic teaching. This saves lives. And when you be conscious of just not the biblical and the historical aspect, but really, really changing your life, hell, if you ain't in good shape and your health ain't right, I don't care what you think you know. You would trade all that for health. You would trade all that for health.
right.
And so that's why we say the divine come first here at the BBT, where Mosso was talking about, and how we say being conscious of having a different relationship with what we eat. And like Mosso said, moderation and sizes. Look at everything is big, supersize it. Everything is bigger. Everything is big portions. Everything is big portions. So yeah,
But
kudos
see,
to
but
just
like you're saying, but even with that, other cultures, like in Asian cultures, they do the reverse. They have a lot of small plates, so they give you the
yes,
illusion that you got a
yes,
lot of that you're eating a lot, but you're eating small portions, but they're coming out on all these plates.
yes, yes. And Mosso, okay, so we just even with the Chinese, how they eat. how we got big goofy spoons and big forks. You can pick up a whole bunch and put it in your mouth at one time. Raw, raw, raw.
Right.
Jaws be all puffy. But see, with the chopsticks, you're only going to get so much. It's to enjoy it. It's to chew the food up. It's to savor the food. It's to chew that food up. No, but we just go, 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 go. It's done. You know? And so it's even enjoying the food, taking time, having family time. A lot of that stuff is over. People eating their rooms now. How many families sit down at the tables and have family time where they can talk about things, where they can do business or about life? All these things is disconnected. A lot of the women don't know how to cook. We meet women, they don't know how to cook no food. They don't know how to make nothing from scratch. Everything is out of a box.
Right. You gotta unlearn
And so,
relearn.
yeah, Islam.
So much to relearn, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
Like you
Islam.
said,
Islam.
great,
Too.
yeah, Islam, Nobles. Great building with y'all, Nobles. As always, we is at that hour. So I will wrap this up. Again, we welcome
And where
everybody.
can we get some tea from again? Can you say the tea again over Mosso? We like for the people that may be thinking about it or want to check it out and see, you know what I mean? What it's all about.
Islam, Herbs of Mayat, you know, herbsofmayat.com. You can check me out at Mayat Sons, MAATSUNZ on Instagram. You know, you could DM me directly. You know, you looking for any herbal blends, herbal remedies. You know, we have a lot of different options for you. So, I mean, I definitely want y'all to tap in with us. You know, we also got Moorish Haberdasher as well. If you want any regalia or any, you know, Mayat, I got some Mayat cups on there and some tank tops, and she got so many other designs on there, and clothing, fashion, suits, tunics, kufis. You know, we got books at bindedbooks.com if you want a physical copy. If you want a PDF copy, you can check us out at mypdfbooks.com. And last but not least, we got more Sachi. Our noble Alonzo Wright Bay has a lot of great drip on there. I got to get me something off of there myself. And lastly, you know, with our music, BHB Music. But again, we are the Burning Bush Tabernacle, and we welcome you to come to our
ALO Design Pros?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We are few ALO Design Pros. You looking for web design, you looking for AI development, you looking to just make your website captivating and take it to the next level. You definitely want to get with our noble Alonzo.
Yes.
He's the one who created all our websites and has all of our, visuals. We wouldn't be here without Noble Alonzo's work.
Absolutely. That's big facts.
But like we said, we're a school. We welcome you to come to our school. We work out every day, especially on the weekends. We'll be working out on our YouTube, Facebook. So definitely check us out at Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. I'll say our more American prayer and we'll get out of here, Nobles. Allah,
Gratitude.
the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Shalom Aleichem, Ayah Asher Ayah, Hotep. Peace, 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 love and light, Nobles.
Peace, 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 love and light, Noble.
See y'all tomorrow.
I'm a spirit speaking, truth seeking, heart reaching, knowledge leaking, seed sowing, harvest reaping, man of legal means. I have yet.
mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z.
Once again, this broadcast has been brought to you by mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z, where reading fundamental. Also brought to you by bindedbooks.com, where treasures are bound. Be sure to get all of your teas at My Son's Teas, the tea of teas, divinely prepared at herbsofmyaunt.com. Be sure to check out all of those musical stylings by Brian Hicks Bay at bhbaymusic.com. For your everyday items and religious regalia, be sure to check out morrishaberdasher.com. And for that everyday especial Morris drip, be sure to check out morsachi.com. And all of these companies are powered by ALO Design Pros. Design your online business strategy today.
No such thing as failure, baby. Don't forget who made you. You can't be thinking minor when you need to be thinking major. They made you think they saved you, but can't nobody save you. And